All right, we are back live, and this time it's me. I'm going to be talking, hopefully for the next hour, unless my voice goes. Uh, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. If you're just joining us, I'd like to have this interactive. So I've set this up. I'm going to be showing you how to optimize your Walmart listing. And as we go, if you have any questions about what I'm talking about, you just caught that I'm Canadian. Uh, the abouts always catch me. I don't know if I'll say an A, but the abouts always catch me. But I'll be sharing my screen. I'll be going through a slide deck, and then please feel free just to ask any questions as we go along. This presentation is going to be the best strategies for optimizing your Walmart listing. Now, unfortunately, I have only a single monitor, so I won't be able to see your questions. I'm not sure where I can see the questions. So hopefully Nicole will just let me know if you do have any questions, or I'll just answer them at the end of this presentation. I can't stress how important it is to do this properly. I've talked to so many Amazon sellers or eCom sellers that have said Walmart's not working. Now, expectations is completely different than building your listing properly, but expectations, you're not going to get the same sales. Well, some products do, but you're not going to get the same sales as you would on Amazon. However, you should be able to get anywhere from, it could be 5 on a really bad day, but 5% to anywhere up to 30%. And that's only going to increase. So I've got another presentation where kind of led up to this, where it shows where Walmart's been, where it's going, and what to expect. And over the next, I don't even want to say, 2 to 3 years, Walmart's on a course right now to be incredible. They're growing fast. And one thing they're doing a lot different than Amazon is that they're listening. So, and here comes Dallas the Dumb. He always makes a cameo. Usually he brings down a knife. I don't know where he gets them from. Or the other time he brought down a raw egg without breaking it, by the way. But anyway, he's just sitting here next to me now. I guess he knows I'm a little bit nervous, but let's talk about going back to that graph that I've seen. Walmart reacts completely differently to the crowd, the sellers. They want sellers, they want good brands. And another thing that I should mention here is you should be an experienced seller. They're going to check you out. And the information that they see over on Amazon is not the information they want to see on their listing. So let me just flick down to the next slide. Another point about working with Walmart, if you set up the listing properly, not only do you get seen on the Walmart marketplace, but you also get seen on other search engines. So Google, I know Mikkel and I did an experiment with some Hanes underwear, and this was a very popular brand on Amazon. When we typed it into Google, couldn't see it. You couldn't see anything under the slide carousel to buy product. Guess what? You could with Walmart. In fact, it showed up in 3 different spots. So if you're putting up a listing, the algorithm picks it up. Walmart says that this is a relevant product, or if it is a relevant product within the algorithm, the Google algorithm will pick it up. And now that's the same with the other search engines as well. But it's a lot more friendly than any of the Amazon products that you might see being shown. Now I'm talking about in the image carousel. So just something to think about when you're doing this. The other thing, if we remember, and I don't know what the ratio is that are listening right now, but if you're from the old ASM school, which is the Amazing Selling Machine, which I went through, you had to learn Amazon. And if you just threw something up there, it wasn't, it would never stick. I know people who did it. I know people who tried to save money and just, tried to throw product up. They might have made a little bit, but the majority failed. The high majority failed. And that's the same here. If you don't understand Walmart, if you think you understand Amazon and you try to take all the information from Amazon and put it on here, guess what? You're going to fail. No two ways about it, because they don't want Amazon's information on here. And I'm going to repeat that a little bit later on as well. But first of all, understand the beast. Go get the proper information. If you've been listening to this virtual summit, you've got a lot of really great information that's been provided. Also, make sure that you're part of a mentoring group or a mastermind. You can get involved with a paid mastermind. You can you can work with a lot of free masterminds, and they'll also help you with the proper titles, images, descriptions, bullet points, and something that the secret weapon we've already talked about. Mikkel's already talked about it, a listing quality score. Okay, so let's just take a look at some of this. As I mentioned, you should provide unique information. By unique information, I would recommend using a keyword research tool like Helium 10s. I use Helium 10's keyword tool. There's other ones on the market. Wally Smarter, I know TJ was on talking about it. There's a few out there. So the first that came to market was Helium 10s. And by the way, today's draw is a free year. I think we have 2 or 3 giveaways that are giving away a free year to the diamond level. But it really does help you bring out the most in the keyword research. And Carrie Miller, she was on yesterday. Carrie and I were on a conversation once, and she just typed in this one product on Amazon, came up. It was a very competitive product on Amazon, went over to Walmart and there was nothing there. So you could have just picked, it was so easy to pick off the competition when there's no competition. Also, the other thing that I wanted to mention about these keywords, Colin Campbell was on. So I was involved with paw.com. These are premium dog beds. Couldn't get it to rank. Just couldn't get it to rank. And this is at the very beginning when we first went on. Mikkel said, "Oh, did you check the keywords?" And I thought, well, the same keywords as Amazon. Well, I was wrong. Mikkel corrected me. And then we found out that dog beds didn't really get the same result as pet bed on Walmart. Dog beds is, the primary keyword over on Amazon. So it was just changing that mindset to be able to change things completely. It takes a little bit of time, but do it. Do not just think that the keywords that you're using are the keywords that you should be using in Walmart. Also, relevant content that is truly useful to the user. Just don't keyword stuff the exact same information that we tell you over on the other platform. Same thing, it's relevant right here. If people think that, I always used to say, if people think a robot wrote it, now robots could do a much better job than a lot of humans. But if it's keyword stuff and it doesn't sound good to the ear, then you're not going to get that engagement. You really want to make sure that you can have the title rule. And a lot of times on the title, that's tough on Walmart because of the format. But with the description or the bullet points, you can make that just by changing a few words. I'll give you an example. So one of the products I have is homemade soap, handmade soap. And one of the titles would be, now this is an Amazon listing. So I just want to use this as an example for a word that can change the way that people kind of engage with your listing. So natural handmade soap, natural handmade lavender soap infused with, and then you can talk about the different ingredients. It's so much different than natural handmade soap with, or something completely different, a colder, I call it a colder word, but infused just, oh, it's infused with something. It sounds so much better. Okay, and do not provide the same copy on multiple online retailers. So even outside of Amazon, we use Amazon as an example because it's the elephant in the room. But if you have a Shopify store, if you have any other form of store, do not use the same information. It has to be unique for Walmart. It might take a little bit more time. It might cost you a little bit of money, but right now, personally, I would be using ChatGPT or any of the companies that work with ChatGPT to help get the best listing out there for you. Another important thing is don't use the filler or fluff words or spammy words or promotional words, very similar to the other platforms, and 100% avoid keyword stuffing. It's so important. You can repeat the product name, no problem. You can repeat keyword phrases or partial phrases, and you can expand on that. Where you could do this is in the attribution fields, and I'll talk to you about that a little bit later. This is very similar to the flat file that you would open up in Amazon, but you can do it very easily just by going into your listing quality score. So let's talk about the titles. The titles are unique. They have a specific format. If you take a look at people who know how to write a listing in Walmart, you'll see that the brand comes first. If you have a clothing line, that would be second, but that's of course not applicable to a lot of the products out there. And also the defining quality, the defining quality plus the item number. And if you have a style, then add it in there. Very important, the pack count. Do not use the special characters. And that includes if you have a trademark, don't use the TM. Don't put like a fraction in there, the @ sign, any of the special characters that you may see, do not put them in the title. And probably if you're new to Walmart, you might not know this, but if you take a look, and this is hilarious because Walmart days are happening right now. They start a day before Prime Day and they end a day after. They end on the 12th. So I was in Walmart looking at different products and different specials that were going on. And I noticed something still that happens time after time after time is really bad titles. They don't listen to the guide. Like you can download a style guide and you'll see that it's 50 to 75 characters long. That's what they want. All of a sudden, and I would think off of the non-in-store or brands, we're all micro brands. So we're not a household name. None of us are. It's very, very seldom you'll see a true brand on Amazon. And same thing, which is completely different over on Amazon, over on Walmart. Walmart has the brands. They have a huge brand community within the Walmart, within Walmart in-store, like retailers. And you'll notice that they're perfect. 50 to 75 characters. Then you've got all these private label sellers that come over and they're 200 characters. It's stupid. I shouldn't say that. I was told yesterday I shouldn't use the word stupid, but it's not going. It's the very first thing, the first red flag. I've had people tell me that they can't get sales on Walmart. I take a look at their listing. Number one thing I look at is, well, number one is their horrible image. Number two, it could be a 200 word, a 200 letter character title. So let me just click this. And I think I showed you, yeah, here's the sample that I put up. So this is a Brita water filter Very simple. Brita Premium Filter Water Bottle. Okay, Brita Premium Filter Water Bottle, 36-ounce orchid. That's the color. And it's very simple. Where the description and the bullets come in, or the attribution fields, that's where you're picking up a lot of your keywords. So these are important things to think about when you're putting together your keywords in the title. So like the slide says, use important keywords and info in your title to show up higher in the search results. So brand, just like you saw in the last one, and brand is just strictly your brand. Make sure if it's all upper caps, it's all upper caps. Is it upper and lower, or if it's all lower, that's the way you want to show it. Exactly like your trademark. Clothing size. Now, I'm not into clothing a lot of the times. I wear it, but I don't sell it. And so this is where McCall's specialty really comes in. She sells a lot of, and she works with a lot of apparel companies. But if you are a clothing company or apparel company, you want to make sure that you tell the buyer exactly what you are selling. So is it for a toddler, girls, boys, kids, women's? But keep in mind that you're going to be able to target those audiences a lot more in the attribution fields. So don't worry if you don't want to, if you're trying to target 20 different types of your audiences, 20 different types, don't worry, you'll be able to get through that when you get to your attribution fields. Your item name. Okay, is it a swimsuit? Is it coffee? Is it cream, humidifier, a toolkit, whatever that is, that's where it goes. Defining quality. What did I mean by that? Well, does it have a zipper? Is it a rash guard or something in the automotive field? It could be a type of coffee that's very specific to a region. It might be the type of coffee, like what is it called? Single source coffee. That's where you would put it in. And then you have the style. Is it a 2-piece set? Is it a 5-piece set? Or is it a pack count? And now, or is it a pack count? You have to add the pack count. Just like in the other platform, you want to put a 1 count, a 2 count, whatever it is, you want to make sure that it's there. So very easy. Biggest difference between the other platform and Walmart is that when you're looking through this very quickly, it's like a journalist looking for the next best topic. They go to Twitter. It's short, sweet, and to the point. And the same thing here. You can click very quickly through the different searches and see exactly what you're looking for with that 50 to 75 character count. And here's a couple of examples, and I'm just going to grab a cup of coffee here because I swear I'm going to lose my voice. So we just came up with a couple of examples, and one of them, the brand Q&Q Essentials, the clothing type is for men's, the item name is ratchet belt, defining quality, it's leather, and it's adjustable, and the style is with silver belt buckle. The other one down below, this is blue squid. It's something for kids. What is it? It's a face paint. It's a defining quality is makeup, and the style, crayons for face and body skin. That's your main keyword. And then, and those are multiple phrases, by the way. And then it's a 36 count. Another area that I love is the description area. So with this, Walmart is actually looking for something that's over 150 words. The minimum is 150 words. So I'm going to give you a tip right off the top that a lot of the times it's hard to write about 150 words about something. It is, at least for me, but I'm old. But for most people coming into Walmart, they're saying, wow, it's completely different than over on the other side. So, and I mean the other platform. I just don't want to keep saying the other platform. Okay, you know what I mean. It starts with A, ends with N. So On the other side, these are complete opposites. What I do, here's the bonus, is I go into ChatGPT and I will put in the keywords that I found from my research tool, and I will have them write something and I will have it expand on it. So instead of 150 words, I'll be able to expand that out. I'll put all the relevant information towards the top. So again, relevant, engaging up at top. So maybe first paragraph, second paragraph. People really don't read too much after that. They really don't read the description that much. They go right to the bullets. We'll get to the bullets in a second. But then you get their attention. That's where you get the attention. So make sure that relevant, engaging keywords are up front, and then you can just put the other keywords in. You can layer them in, and you could talk about benefits. You can talk about features. You can talk the exact same thing that you would talk about in social media. And you could talk about instructions. You can talk anything you want to do to expand that over 150. You can do that. So let's just go through the slide. So include variations of your keyword. So if you have a sweater or a cardigan, I was into bully sticks. Well, one of the things that I was able to do to grab a ton of extra marketing and ranking for my bully sticks, I found, and I went into a Facebook group and I found this Pizzle, P-I-Z-Z or P-I-Z-Z-L-E. And people didn't know that. And I know I'm so used to going down different rabbit holes, but this is so useful. Stephen Black, I don't know if you know him. If you don't, get to know him. Get to know this guy, because I actually was listening to him at an event, and he went, oh, if you want to talk the lingo, if you want to really convince somebody you know what you're talking about, make sure you go into their groups and you hear what they're saying. Well, I did. And I heard the word pizzle. And there's other keywords that you use or you can start to look for that other people aren't going to be using because they don't do the research. All of this, if you're not doing competitive research and you don't know what your competitors are doing, or if you're not, and I'm not talking about outperforming them on your product launch, I'm talking about outperforming them in their research, you'll always come up the winner, because these little markets, I call them silos. So I could do pizzle, but I could do 6-inch pizzle, natural pizzle, organic pizzle, and it was working. I wasn't having to get the $5 click. I was getting well under $1, 50-cent clicks, and I was selling pizzle all day long. Now, it wasn't the same sales velocity as I would have with a primary keyword like bully stick, but I saved a lot of money, and I believe I was probably more profitable than most of the companies out there selling bully sticks. Now, you can use keyword rich, but readable sentences. I've already talked about that. If it looked like a robot from, let's say 2021, nobody wants to read that stuff. Also, put in the benefits. Why should somebody, what pain point is this going to solve for somebody? You've got a huge advantage now with using AI. And what does this solve? You can put your competitors' information in there and have it analyze it and see what pain points your product solves. Take a look at your competitors' reviews. What will put the spin on it, just like a press release. You spin it any which way you want. If you see that there's a problem with your competitor, make it a positive for you. And then on the facts. So the features, what exactly does it do? This is so important. I always like leading benefit. This is more with the bullet points, but if you lead and you show how this is going to resolve pain points, make your life easier, what the product does, and then follow up by talking about the features. You can also talk about, if it's, for example, soap, I'll talk about the natural ingredients. Now, you have to be careful that you don't make any claims that could cause problems, or that, like, let's say lavender has a relaxing, calming effect. You want to be very careful. Just want to make sure that you're not crossing the lines and making any claims. I had that problem on Amazon at one point. I saw somebody say, "Oh, just known to." Okay. Oh, a customer said it was known to. Well, guess what? Uh, they picked me off very quickly. So, and that was about psoriasis and eczema. So I had to change the marketing strategy and the description of my soaps, and I did. Um, the other part, just like with Amazon, there are guidelines, there are style guides that you can download, check with them. And I'd also leverage the help.walmart. I think is it help.walmart? When you go into your seller center, you can go to the help section, and there is a ton of information that you can get, including your category guidelines. And they don't want to see promotional sales that uh, promotional salesy terms, just like the other guy. They don't want to see that in the listing. Okay. And that's about it. I'm going to just show you. Here's a description, and you can make it longer than this. This is just a description. Don't bother reading it. It's just a description that I threw together thanks to ChatGPT with the proper header and everything. I'm just going to have a sip of coffee. Nicole, I have no clue of the timing on this. So if I'm going close to or over, or if there's questions, please let me know. Okay, now let's talk about the features and the benefits. So the features will help the algorithm find the product. Okay, this is, and they're so different. If you're having problems with what is the difference between a benefit and a feature, and when I started doing this type of marketing, I didn't know. I was confused. It's not that I didn't know, but when I think about the feature, it usually comes after the benefit. So this is typical marketing. What are you going to solve? Why should the person buy your product? And what pain is it going? Yeah, what pain is it going to do? How much easier is it going to make your life? And then it's going to talk to you about the feature that will do this. Okay. So that's it. The algorithm, the Walmart algorithm is going to pick up on the feature, and the benefit is going to engage and get the customer's interest. So that's the selling point. Feature for algorithm, benefit for the customer. This makes them engage with you. And then benefits focus on how the product will meet the customer's needs. Okay. And you'll see this in a lot of really well-written product descriptions, or in bullet points, that you'll see the benefit comes first, followed by the feature. Now, product attributes, these attribution fields are probably the most important areas to fill out. With the other platform, you have a flat file. You'll hear people like Vanessa Hung talk about having to fill in every field. It's so important. Same here. If there's 100 fields, and I'm telling you, there's like 100 fields. If you only fill out 50, well, guess what? If you put in the time and the energy, and you fill in 98% or 100%, then you're going to be rewarded. And you're rewarded because Walmart will know exactly what to pick up. The more information you put into these flat files, the better things, or the flat files into the spreadsheet, or into the fields that you can see through your listing quality score. You can just fill them up. And it's so easy to do. It'll tell you it's empty. It's required. You click on it and it'll take you directly to the field and what you need to fill out. It tells you exactly what to do and what it's missing. So on the bottom here, product attributes, just fill out all relevant attributes for your product. Walmart search algorithm favors products with lots of attributes. And the reason is there's information there that can help pinpoint exactly what your customer is looking for, but also it might be colors, it might be some sort of style, the target audience, all sorts of different areas. And believe me when I tell you, it could be 100. The easiest way to accomplish this is you can add this through an Excel spreadsheet, but you can do this through listing quality score very easily as well. You just have to select the product, click on it, and you'll have a whole list of what you do. I'm going to get into that at the very end. So key features. You can have up to 5 bullet points. All right. Just like on Amazon. Yeah, the other guys. Just like on the other guys. You can have 5, but you can have 9. We recommend 5. But if you want more, by all means, you can put up to 9 in there. These are just bullet points. And it's important that you do this. And you don't want to make these overly long, fairly short. Benefit, and I'm going to show you an example in a second, followed by feature. Simple, exactly the same as the other guy, except make them unique. I still see people might change the title, but all the other information is the same as your other platform. Now, it could be on Shopify, could be on Amazon, it could be anything else. Change them. So try to use 3, try to use 5, but no less than 3. I've seen people just use 1 or 2. Does not give you the right information. People want to see the information they want to read into it. And it could be about a variety of different things. It could be, well, you want to address the pain points, but you can also talk about what you believe in as a company. For us with the soap, we believe every human being deserves the right to clean water. Okay, very good. People are interested in that. And, we support organizations around the world that provide that service. People like that. You can talk about what you believe in. And that's important in these bullet points. I've got a few examples that I'll show you in a second. And they can vary in length. They can be short. They can be longer. It's up to you. I always think of cell phones. And, on a cell phone, what is it going to look like and how much? Because you can put quite a bit of information into these bullets. I just kind of keep it fairly short, 160 characters. And also with every single one that you do, remember your keywords. This is a perfect area to put in your keywords. Okay. But don't make it sound robotic. Make it sound completely natural. And you can run it through, here's the 5 different things I want to get around, or these are the 5 points I want to talk about. And ChatGPT or Claude or whatever you're using can spit out a few different options for you. Another tip on ChatGPT, don't just cut and paste. Read. I've seen some real stupid stuff that people have posted, including the final line that from ChatGPT that says it's ChatGPT, and people don't delete that part, knowing that they just cut and paste everything. So I always like at least a human to read it, and if it's me making it, I try to get somebody else to read it, because I'll look at it, I don't see it. So I'll get my son, or I'll get somebody in our group, to take a quick look at it. I am going to try to mute myself for a second. Okay, now let's move on. Oops. Okay, so here's just a few that just a few very simple bullet points that we just came up with. And it was very, they're just, these are just samples, okay? So we just wanted to show you what it would look like. Uh, Again, just threw it into ChatGPT, added a few bullet points, highlighted the prefix, and then put one or two sentences under it. So these are, I would even consider them a little bit long, but you can have like one sentence for one, two sentences for other, another sentence, and you can just mix them up. Images. This is the most important part of your Walmart experience. So if you have to remember, in Walmart, I'm going to talk to you about a couple of things that a lot of people don't consider, but you're on, just like on the other platform, you have one chance to get somebody's attention, and it comes to the image. Now, why are they coming to you? I've shown examples in the past of a knife company. So it's just a knife, a Damascus knife, so a higher end kitchen knife. And I take a look, and all the knives on the search results have a black box with a knife going from bottom to top right. And I've done this when I've done presentations, and I've said, okay, what one would you pick out of this picture? And I added yellow to the box. And guess what? Almost 9 out of 10 people would have clicked on that one first, all by adding yellow to the search results, because I did my competitive research and I saw that every Damascus knife, for the most part, had black boxes, black or dark gray boxes. Switching it around did the difference. The other thing, so this is it's a pattern interruption, is if everybody's going from handle to the top of the knife blade, I just turned it around. And that was another way of doing it. Or it could be if everything's sort of landscape, I could put the box up on its side. I also added, and I know this is a little gray, but I added fruit to the, or one was tomatoes, one was steak, to the image as well, which filled up all the white space. You want to fill up that white space. Another tip here, I didn't put it in the slide, is that I like changing the file name to either the SKU number, and then for the main, and then SKU number plus the keyword. Now you could just put the keywords after that, but this is something that I've been doing for quite some time, and it just helps out quite a bit. I think in the ranking, but good quality pictures attract potential buyers. You don't want to cheap out. Just because you have an iPhone does not make you a photographer. I learned that on very quickly. You used to be able to get away with it, but now you want to go out. There's all sorts of places that you can do to get that perfect image, and at a very low cost. Here's another tip. If you have a pillow or bed sheets or something that wrinkles, and they show imperfections. I just had a product come to me that I was doing a review on, and the image that I saw on their listing was horrible. It was completely, it was a picture from a product photographer who knew nothing about photo touch-ups to begin with. But forget the photo touch-ups. This required a 3D rendering. 3D renderings will show you the perfect picture, the perfect image. So if you ever wonder how some of these supplement companies get that perfect look, with the lighting coming down the front, it jumps out from the back, it looks like the perfect picture. It's because of 3D rendering. That's the same thing. Go and take a look at pictures of pillows. You'll see the people that don't know anything about photography, and they'll be all wrinkled. The ones that are selling and that they know the aesthetics of the pillow, they'll see that there's no wrinkles. It's perfect. It's, I can't say it's engaging, but it looks so much nicer than something really wrinkled and crappy. Okay. So that's one thing that you can do. The other thing you want to make sure of is the resolution is high. Now the resolution, this can be 1000 by 1000, but we recommend that you knock it up a bit to 2000 by 2000. I've seen a lot of really poor quality images that look really good this size, but when you blow it up, the quality of the resolution falls apart. Another another tip: go to a website like PickWish, and or is it Wish Pick? Just a sec, I got it here. I'm not gonna. I think it's called PickWish, and if you go to that site, it's free. You upload a blurry picture. The AI that they have converts that into a high quality image. If it's fuzzy, it's sharp as anything. And like I said, you can't beat free. I think they might have a premium package, but I've used them in the past and they're awesome. You can see, and I did this with what was it? I think, it was a plastic shoe stretcher. I did it with a plastic shoe stretcher and it was all out of focus. It was really crappy listing to begin with, but I just uploaded it just to show what it can turn out like. And not only could you see it, the lighting was better, everything was better. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's all about the images. Also, the 3D renderings, one thing, if you do have a really great photo, but you do need a bit of touch up, I always like to add lighting. I'll go to my graphic artist and say, can you add some lighting on the side? Can you add some backlighting? Something that's going to separate it from the white. And they can do that, or on the front, just bring out the shape. Another point to your images. A lot of people like to put and write a book on their images, on their label, and it's ridiculous. There's one product, one of my competitors in the soap is an actual book. You can't find the scent name, you can't find the brand. It's very hard to, but you can see all this other crap that's on there, and nobody's going to pay attention to that. So here's something that I do. Let's say it's a supplement, or it could be a soap brand. If it's a supplement and it's round, you know how the nutritional facts and the directions and all that other stuff come around the sides because it's round? I remove that. I get my artist to take that out and expand the information that's on the label. Now, if there's too much information on the label and I can bring my logo up a bit, I'll get rid of that. I only put the information that's really required. They can see it in the other photos, but I would just do that. And then that way it's clear, simple and clear. Keep it simple. And that's so important. You don't want to deceive people. And I don't think I've ever had somebody come back and say, oh, all that crappy writing that you had on your label, it's not there, and I'm going to give you a 1-star review. Never happened. Never happened. So don't worry about it. All you're doing them is giving a better customer experience. Now you can keep with just a white background, and I'm not going to tell you not to just use a white background, but sometimes I bend it a little bit, and if I can't get the best out of my picture, or if it's, let's say it's a piece of pipe, it's going to be a lot of white background. I'm trying to keep the white space down to a minimum. And sometimes you have to go in and add, and I do. I don't think I've ever been penalized for it on the other platform or on Walmart. Make sure they're professionally lit and focused. Now, going back to that search page, you get one chance. You get one chance. There's a right place to spend money and when we, as sellers, a lot of times we pay our Walmart tax by spending the wrong money. And this photography is definitely where you want to spend money. Price points, it could be for a set, it could be anywhere from a few $100, $500, $750. I've spent as high, depending on the quality of the products and the premium or the perceived value I want to see of the product. I paid $2,500 for a set of 6 images, but that's going to a true product photographer that has impeccable lighting and knows exactly what they're doing. And then I've taken those and I've used them in the infographics. So they do have a purpose. I'm not telling you to go out there and do that. This is for a luxurious product that we had. I can easily get a photographer to do it for around the $400 to $500, maybe $600 range for everything that I need. Okay. Plus nowadays, infographics are definitely something that you can ask them to do. And by the way, if you did not see Max Sinclair, he was on our first day. He owns eCom Tent, ecomtent.ai, I believe. It does this for you. As long as you have the one graphic, you upload it, you can change the backgrounds. He's added a new feature that allows you to do your own infographics. Even with Canva AI, or with Canva, you can do a lot of this now. So there's no reason for bad graphics. If you're going to put up bad graphics, you're not going to spend the time on the graphics. Guess what? You're going to get no sales. People aren't going to go if they think they're going to have a crappy customer experience. They want incredible customer experiencing, starting with the images. That's very important. And you want to make sure that you fill up as many images as you can. So no less than 6. And within those, very similar to the other platform, is you want to show infographics. You want to show color. You want to make it pop. You want to show lifestyle. It could be taking the benefit, and I'm not talking about writing a book. Just take 2 or 3 words. So key benefits, boom, 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 boom. Instructions, not a book, just step 1, boom. Step 2, boom. Step 3, step 4, enjoy. But make it simple. If they want to see more about it, there's a bullet that they can read about. But I can tell you, they don't want to watch and know, they don't want to read it on your graphic. I've proven this so many times by split testing graphics, just going to PickFu, for example, split testing graphics and just seeing that nobody wants to read the graphics. Okay. Now, talking about graphics and split testing, I find that it's about 50-50. Maybe I'm on the other side losing, but a lot of the times the graphics that I think are going to be the ones I'm going to use, I find out that's wrong. Okay. And the other thing I'll do on graphics is I create a Brady Bunch strategy. Now, for everybody who is born after the 70s, you probably don't know who the heck the Brady Bunch is, but this was a mixed family that had mom, dad, 3 kids on each side, 6. Plus they had a live-in nanny that was Alice. So I replace Alice with my product and I surround my competitors and I give it to a company like PickFu and I get them to say which is the best. And I don't do it like 9 at a time. I take a selection and I put it against and who's winning. If I'm not equal to the top seller or better, I go back to the drawing board. It might be a different camera lens. It might be a 3D rendering. I've got to change it. If I'm less than the top seller, I'm already losing the battle. Now, when you're getting product shots done, your photographer is probably going to use different lens. They're going to use depending on the size and the length, it could be a different depth of field. It could be the lighting. There's a lot of different things that you want to look at when you're putting together these photos. So there's a little bit about the images, and just gave you a couple of examples of a six pack. And this is it here. Um, as you can see, we filled it in quite a bit with some backgrounds and uh, uh, like high quality automatic slide buckle, like letting people know exactly what it is. And then on the other one, we just wanted to make it more fun. Okay, so tips for a high quality listing on Walmart include detailed product description, high resolution photos to help your product stand out visually. Expedited shipping is also big. So let's move on to another topic that's going to help, and that's your quality, your overall quality score. And that's your listing quality score. And that's based on your listing content. So the content of your whatever's on your listing, your review count, your freight, and your overall customer feedback. All of this, you'll see if you go in to your Amazon Seller Center, you'll get a score. And you can click on it to see what you need to improve. You'll also see separate listings, and you can click on each listing, and the listing will have a score beside it. It could be 30, it could be 40. If you see that it's not 100, then you want to click on it. Now, if you're in the 90s, that's pretty good, but I'd click on it anyways to see where you can improve. This listing quality score. So go back and check out McCall's. She did a big segment on it yesterday. So McCall Chapnick, she did it yesterday, but I'm just going to go and do a brief overview because it's so important with optimization, is that you'll click on that listing. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to do to improve it. Then follow. If it says that your content sucks, guess what? Change it. Go back to the drawing board and make sure that it's right. If it's too large, it'll tell you if your listing photos are low resolution. It'll give you a ton, I'm talking a ton of attribution fields. Well, it's going to tell you each one that you should fill out, the type of material. It could be anything, the audience, like who's it for, the usages, all sorts of different things, different features. Fill them all out. And again, it's like that flat file on Amazon. This one will help you score. The more that you fill out, you're going to see that content wise is going to go to a higher score. And your goal is 100%. If it's 95, you're not doing bad. So you want to make sure, but if you're not doing it right, especially if it's a new launch, you'll see that it's between 30 and 40%. And that's a big deal because you're just not going to get ranked. The algorithms won't pick you up. Well, they will, but you'll be like 100 pages back. But you want to make sure, and I'm joking, you'll be back a few pages. So your goal is to get on page 1 as quick as possible. By doing that, that's step 1. Step 2 is making sure that you are properly set up with freight. So you can do it yourself. If you feel that you want to, work your butt off in your garage, go ahead. But if you move into one of their partners, or if you go into WFS, which is Walmart Fulfillment Service, then you can get 2-day delivery. 2-day delivery will knock you up a notch. Okay. If they know that it's customer experience, if they know that you can do 2-day delivery, awesome. So you're right where they want. The other real struggle that a lot of people have coming from Amazon is that they don't have reviews on Walmart. People want to see reviews. Now, reviews, you could get 5 reviews, and that's okay. People have a bit of trust. And remember, authority equals trust equals sales. So the more that you become that authority in your niche, the better it is for you. Now, that could be on Walmart, off Walmart, press releases, consistency with the brand on your social media, on your website, all of that stuff. I'm not going to get into that, but consistency helps build your brand. And reviews help people solidify that you're real. So there's ways to do it. You can go to Yopto. If let's say you have a Shopify site, you can just import them directly into into your listing instantly and get 100 reviews or get 1,000 reviews. There is one caveat, is that you have to import everything. So if you're trying to cherry pick a 5-star over a 1-star, it's not going to happen. You have to bring in all of this. Then at the last thing you're looking at is, oh, by the way, there is a program that Amazon has where you can get 5 reviews. It costs you, I think it's $10, and the customer, it goes out by the customer. They get a notification saying, hey, you bought the product. Would you like, it's $3. So by leaving a review, we'll provide you with a $3 on one of your next purchases. And you can only get 5 reviews this way, but it gets you started. Next, I didn't show this, but again, for optimization is going out there and getting videos. You can add a video. In fact, Mikhail showed you yesterday how to load a video. You have to ask Walmart, you have to contact customer support, and then you can add a video per listing. Now, if you subscribe to their rich media, which it's not like Amazon, you have to go to a third-party provider for this, like SKU Ninja, and you can upload what is enhanced brand content. And you, depending on how many modules you want, how many images that you want, you could add another video there. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at your listing. You want people, just like on Amazon, you want people to stay on your listing. If they're on the fence, why are they on the fence? And hopefully you can get them to purchase the product by using either the videos or the other content that you can see. One other thing I want to talk about is there is another reason why you have to be incredibly optimized and do your best on Amazon. One thing that really sucks on Amazon is that the first carousel under your listing are all your competitors, and they're all one-click purchases. So you want to make sure that you keep them engaged and interested on your page, and that they don't decide to go, oh, this picture looks good. Or if you're in that carousel, your image stands out from everybody else in that carousel. So I think I'm going to leave it at that because I can go down a ton of different rabbit holes. And Nicole, is there any questions? And I'm just going to try to stop share.
Not at this time. There are no questions that I can see. I'm going to go back over.
Okay.
I have to mute, otherwise you're going to hear yourself again.
All right. So I'm going to wait for Nicole to come back, but if that's it and there's no questions, I hope you learned a little bit about optimization. It's more than just putting up a photo or a quick title or a couple of bullet points. There's a lot more to it, and there's a little psychology to it as well. So good luck with it all. If there's no questions, then I'm out of here.
There's no questions. Thank you, Norm.
Okay, you're welcome. See you later.